Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Pokémon White version. Last time, we returned back to New Vema Town, reunited with our mother, and met the luscious lady killer, Looker, who gave us the objective to go and capture the 7 sages of Team Plasma, who had escaped our encounter at En's Castle. Those gym leaders sure did a bang-up job hanging on to them. Actually, you know what? This time, even though we're going to be continuing our trek through the Unova region once again, I want to see what Silan, Chili, and Cress have to say for themselves about that whole ordeal, if they have anything to say at all. In the Unova region, we are still novice gym leaders, which means, well, that the other gym leaders are much stronger than we are. Going slow and steady is okay, so we complete one another and get stronger and stronger. All right, so your alibi is that you move too slowly to make it there in time. Oh, it's you. Your fire is more intense when you got the trio badge. Your alibi is paying us off and looking the other way because you gave us a badge. All right, I'll buy it. We heard about oh, you actually have something to say. Shoot, I didn't think these guys had new text. We heard about the incident at En's Castle. If we received the message in time, the 3 of us could have helped. So you have that alibi. Very suspicious. Never got the message in time indeed. There are theories about why these 3 didn't come to help at all. I know that they explained that Bianca didn't get the message to them in time, but I'm talking about how they just were very uninvolved in everything going on. There was one that I personally believed in, but it's since been decanonized, so I don't want to spend time talking about theories because I don't personally believe any of the ones that are still possibly canon. Going to our PC, there's a few things that I want to go take care of. For one, we never actually saw what nature's Zekrom is. You are docile. Probably the most unfitting thing for a deity to have. I think somewhat stubborn means HP is your highest IV, and you have a neutral nature. Cool. Neutral's fine, because all of your stats are pretty good. Not bad. Not gonna use you again, but thought I would check that out no less. And there's the Musharna that we got with telepathy. Has a lonely nature, because the Muna got caught by Bianca and then moved on. It's a good thing Team Plasma didn't get their hands on you and see what nature you were. Otherwise, you would have been a good bargaining chip for people separating Pokemon from nature being an actually good thing for some Pokemon. Can I say ow? Plus attack minus defense on a Musharna. Hi, Chihuahua. Moving right along, I want to address Routes 17 and 18 as we did skip past them. We're going to go back for those later. Don't worry, it was intentional. Just thought I'd say that now because I'm sure it made a lot of sense to go there for some people, but I'm going to be saving it. What I do want to do is head to the daycare on Route 3 and mention a few new mechanics that have to do with breeding, as we are now more seasoned travelers and have many more Pokemon and items by our side that'll make this a lot easier. If you don't know, the Everstone is an invaluable item for breeders. Normally, a Pokemon has an increased chance of having the same nature as its parents, but a Pokemon that is equipped with an Everstone that breeds has a 50% chance of passing its nature down to its offspring. Invaluable tip right there. An all-new mechanic to breeding, however, is hidden abilities and how those work. There aren't any items that affect abilities being passed on. However, if you have 2 Pokemon, a male and a female, specifically breeding, and the mother has its hidden ability, the offspring will have the hidden ability 60% of the time. This is a great tip. It's a little bit specific in that it has to be the mother, and breeding with a Ditto completely nullifies the effect altogether, so don't even try. Still, if you are able to do it and you have female Pokemon with hidden abilities, it's a great bargaining chip if you're trading with somebody who's trying to collect Pokemon with hidden abilities. Unfortunately, my Musharna is male, so I won't be doing that anytime in the near future. I thought I'd check just in the meantime to see if I could demonstrate it, but I can't, so it's all just as well that I just stood here and talked about it for a whole minute. Wasted time, yay! With that done, now I'd like to talk about the new encounters that we can find on Route 3. Our first route with 2 swarms starts us off with Volbeat, found only in Black version. So it's kind of funny that this is the swarm on this route. This is the game that started the ability of Volbeat breeding with Ditto to be able to produce eggs containing both Volbeat or Illumise, confirming that the 2 are genetically related. Kind of awesome that they did that on the route where the daycare is located. Anyway, Volbeat kind of sucks. Its stats aren't terribly high, but it's the more offensive-based of the 2 bugs that we're seeing here, and it actually learns a lot of good TM moves, even being another one of those rare Pokemon to learn acrobatics. If you do still want to raise it, please don't use it with Illuminate. Yet another one of those abilities that transcends bad and is just annoying whenever you get one with a good nature. Volbeat, however, is notable for a couple of things that are unusual that I will give it some points on. It is one of only 2 Pokemon to learn Tail Glow, the other being Manaphy. This raises special attack 2 stages and is a great move. Plus, it's the only Pokemon in the game that naturally learns Flash through leveling up. So if you want to use Flash for a cave or something, you have a TM that does that infinite use anyway, but it's kind of fun, but yeah, it's kind of a bad Pokemon that's just notable for a few very specific things that have some novelty to them. Only in White version, you will find Illume, the more defensive girl of the 2. Unfortunately, not notable in any way compared to Volbeat. It straight up learns less moves than Volbeat, its stats are worse than Volbeat's for the kinds of things that it does, and Tinted Lens is the best thing it has going for it. Volbeat's Tail Glow combined with its attacking stats are the whole reason to use Volbeat, and Illume has neither. Don't worry, White version players, this is a small price to pay, for soon we will have revenge. Big time. We got a problem. I'm getting to my destination so much faster than I can actually go over the new Pokemon in each area. I wanted to talk to Lenora. Oh, it's you. As always, you're raising your Pokemon with a lot of love. By the way, old Clay contacted me recently. Should your husband be worried? He said you can find Pokemon fossils in Twist Mountain. Go check it out if you like. Okay. After Cress had new text for us, I was curious if Lenora would as well, and I think we can go around and see every gym leader once again. That's something I didn't know. I was just kind of being silly when I talked to Silent Chili and Cress, but little did I know there was more depth to these gym leaders than I thought. Moving right along, though, there is a specific place in Nacrene City that I want to go to. I think it's this place. Is it? Yes, should be. We're going to be doing a little bit of fighting. The team has gotten quite a bit stronger from battling all the trainers in the Dream Yard. Just thought I would show you how strong they all are now. I think we're going to lead with Hex. And we're going to talk to you. The mean leaf I got from you has grown up and become very strong. Let's have a battle. Sure, why not? Yay! I'll show off how I train this Pokemon. Behold, the wrath of Mean Leaf! Level 65! To date, this Lilligant, or Whimsicott if you're playing Black version, is the strongest trainer-owned Pokemon in the entire series. You might be going, wait, level 65 is not even close to being the highest level. What are you talking about? If you were to trade it at level 65 or higher, it would be 5 levels higher than what we gave it to her at. Unless, of course, it was traded at level 95 or above, in which case it would be level 100. This thing can be a beast, and I guess you could say it would make you die. Been waiting to use that one, but it's kind of nice. It even has the nickname that you've given it if you did give it one. That's why I wanted to nickname Mean Leaf, and why I didn't care how lame the nickname was, because I just wanted to show this cool little detail. This is a first for the series as well, being able to fight a Pokemon that you in-game traded to somebody and have it come back later stronger and with a different moveset. It's nice. It gives a little bit more personality to these in-game trades, makes it so that they're not just hanging onto your Pokemon forever and ever for you to never see them again. You kind of get to see what's been up with them all this time, and she certainly trained it well. It's stronger than anything Getsus had on his team. Are you gonna... This is sad. This is really, really sad. I'm gonna give you one more turn to not heal. If you do it again, we're going over the encounters in Wellspring Cave that we had to miss. Okay, guess what we're doing. Let's get started on that. Wellspring Cave has got 4 Pokemon for us. Technically less, but we're gonna go over 4 of them no less. You'll understand momentarily. Commonly found while fishing is Poliwag. It's capable of being fully evolved at any level it's caught at. Gotta love those efficient dex fillers. The whole Poliwag family can have either Damp or Water Absorb for its ability, with Water Absorb easily being the more useful of the two and making it easier to switch into. Found rarely while fishing is Poliwhirl. It's found at all the same levels as Poliwag, so not much different here. The main draw of this family is that there's some of the very few Pokemon that can learn Belly Drum. Seems like we're talking about a lot of rare moves lately. This costs half of the user's HP to max out the attack stat. We're talking +6. A very dangerous move for both sides and can swing a battle in one's favor when used in just the right moment. It can only learn this attack as a Poliwag or a Poliwhirl, so make sure you have it before choosing to evolve. It also gets Hydro Pump in this stage if that interests you. I haven't said much about the Pokemon itself yet because this is a split evolution line, and how good it is really relies on what you evolve it into. Starting with the classic, we got Poliwrath, a water fighting type and a bit of a jack of all trades in terms of stats. The type combination's interesting if nothing else, pretty good for offense and an abundance of resistances. Unfortunately, Poliwrath's usual draw of Hypnosis Focus Punch or Substitute Focus Punch just simply isn't available because there's no Focus Punch TM in Unova. It's not able to learn it unless transferred from an earlier game. Instead, it winds up using Waterfall and is one of few Pokemon to have Circle Throw, a 60 power fighting type move with low priority that forcibly switches out the opponent. Again, lots and lots of rare moves lately. Circle Throw is great when used together with Substitute, but it's certainly no Focus Punch. Oh, and Poliwrath is rarely found in the wild when fishing in rippling water if you don't have the tools to evolve it, but I would not recommend hunting it. Your alternate choice is Politoed, a pure water type. Much like Poliwrath, its popular use isn't available, so don't go expecting it to have Drizzle for its ability. A lot of running trends in this family, actually. First rare moves, and then don't expect it to do the thing it's known for. Besides that, it's more of a special counterpart to Poliwrath, and it does, surprisingly enough, learn a fair number of TMs to support this for type coverage. Not useless, but kind of a shame that it doesn't live up to what a monster it could have been and what it's known for present day. Politoed and its evolution item are both not obtainable here, but it is found in the wild elsewhere, and we will be getting a King's Rock soon enough. So I thought I'd go over it now. If you were paying close attention, I dyed her Pokemon purple. Had to get one more in there for good measure. She also said that she enjoyed being with Pokemon, so, you're welcome. I had something to do with your ability to keep doing that. Pinwheel Forest doesn't have much of note except for this mossy rock. If you were able to obtain an Eevee and level it up, then you could obtain a Leafeon here, but Eevee itself is not obtainable, as such it is not getting a bio. Moving right on along though, we are continuing on our way very quickly. We're going off to Castelia City. Something tells me this is going to be passing by a lot quicker than I thought it would. There is still a lot to do, however. Figured I'd check in with old Shades here to see if we have more items from him for meeting many people. 7 people. No, okay. There's multiple things for us to do in Castelia City. Don't worry, it will not take 7 parts for us to get through it all. First of which that we're going to be doing is on, I believe, this pier. Yes, all right. I'm going to check my team real quick, make absolutely sure that I healed. Good, all right. Let me go buy some items. Welcome to the Royal Unova. The scenery is exhilarating. The battles are exciting. A ticket is $1,000. Would you like to get on board? Considering that is $10 in yen, you bet I would. Actually, no, let's hear about the ship. The Royal Unova leaves once a day only in the evening. It is a cruiser-type passenger ship. The ship goes under a big bridge called Sky Arrow Bridge in the Unova region, and then turns around at Marvelous Bridge, and returns to Castelia City. We'll let you know when it's time to leave by blowing a whistle 5 times. From the deck of the world-famous Royal Unova, you can enjoy a spectacular view, and the passenger cabins are full of trainers who love to battle. Please enjoy the both of you in the battles. Note that Note that as sea gear may affect radio signals or instruments in the ship, we ask you to refrain from using them. Thank you. Ticket is 1,000. Okay, yes. Just because we heard you prattle on doesn't mean we get any sort of discount. I like it when RPGs do that, though. Thank you very much for sailing with us on the Royal Unova. The number of trainers aboard the Royal Unova today is 6. Please enjoy the trip. It's beautiful, and you can see now why it is only available in the evenings. That view would just simply not be the same. She's telling us to go to the observation deck. This is a nice little feature. It has trainer battles that refresh every single day. However, note that in the evening being the time that it goes, you can also look at the map down there on the bottom screen to see how far along you are, to see how much time you have left, and you can also take in this view. We're going to go back in, though, because I want to fight some of the trainers. Note that evening is a very, very loose term because seasons determine what time that morning and evening come and go. It's a little bit stupid in that you could go here at, say, 6 p.m. one season, and then the very next month, 6 p.m. doesn't count anymore. But such is life when it comes to changing seasons. Liepard. So many Pokemon in the 60s or so. You're gonna use Fake Out, I'm certain of it. So let's just take the opportunity to switch. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Ottawa. I'm hopeful that we can beat all the trainers here before it's a little bit too late. I guess maybe while we're doing this, since we're battling a lot of random trainers, we could get a little bit of a jump on the bios and go over the new encounters that are going to be on Route 4, just because we're so close and we're going to be romping through there in record time flat. So let's get to those. Every game has its unconventional physical water type. And here's one now. Krabby has great physical strength and defense, but is held back by not learning many moves. It does have X-Scissor for a little bit of type coverage, but will usually wind up using Crab Hammer instead. To its credit, barely any Pokemon learn Crab Hammer, and it's basically a stronger waterfall with a higher critical hit chance instead of a flinch. This is a Pokemon that would benefit a lot from agility due to its attack and below average speed, but sadly it only gets that by breeding with Archeops, something that no one wants to do. As per usual, the evolved form Kingler can be obtained rarely by fishing in rippling water, but it would take a bit too long for my liking. If you get lucky though, you know what it does. Second is Clamperl. So here's something interesting. We have a tanky water type that evolves into one of two Pokemon that aren't the least bit tanky. Technically, this does mean that Clamperl fulfills its own role separate from its evolutions, and in fact, the Deep Sea Tooth doubles its special attack and Deep Sea Scale doubles its special defense. Maybe even better than the Eviolite for it. Most notable thing about Clamperl itself is that it's one of few Pokemon to learn Shell Smash, one of the best buffing moves out there. We've been over it many times. It has to be level 51 as a Clamperl only to learn it, but in this specific scenario, it can be caught that high in the wild for once. With the Deep Sea Tooth, which we already got down on Route 17 and 18, Clamperl will evolve into Huntail, who kinda stinks. So, of course you want to keep Shell Smash from the Clamperl stage, even if Huntail is not tanky. It's a slow mixed attacker with a fair bit of defense. It's the more physical of the two Pokemon Clamperl can evolve into, and just doesn't learn many moves to take advantage of it. Plus, Waterfall is weaker than Surf, and with it being so slow, it's not going to get much use out of the flinch chance to make up for it. In many ways, it's Caracosta, but not as good. As such, it doesn't have Aqua Jet, which would be nice for what it does. It can be caught in the wild rarely in rippling water in black, but why gimp yourself from not having Shell Smash? As with any duo, the more special-oriented of the two is Gorbis, who is a lot better, as it actually gets moves to complement what it is. It's just as slow as Huntail, so it does benefit a lot from Shell Smash, and not much else to say. It's basically Huntail, but with its stats flipped and with more moves to benefit what it does. Not great, but it at least works better than the alternative. Again, it can be caught in the wild and white, but don't do it unless you seriously plan to use it. Why do I have to talk about this thing every time? Nobody likes you. If you just stopped existing and your item lived on as the only part of your lineage, we would be all the happier for it. Okay, Love Disc. For the whole two of you that were considering it for your team, listen up and listen good, because I ain't gonna repeat myself until next game. I kind of contradicted myself there. No stat over 65 other than speed, which, if speed is the only thing you have going for you, then what is the point of having high speed? Its entire game is Rain Dance, to take advantage of that Swift Swim, use Hydro Pump or Surf with the boosted power from the rain, and I guess throw in an Ice Beam for good measure. But even then, it's so weak that there's probably hundreds of other water types that are better than it that we've already been able to catch at this point. I hate to give a Pokemon no chance at all, but it really is a case of if your opponent resists both water and ice, they automatically win. In tradition, I like reading Smoggin's overview of Love Disc because they're always so great at summing up how bad it is better than I can. So for Gen 5, they wrote, Love Disc gets the award of worst fully evolved Pokemon for 3 generations straight, which is something, I guess. A+. Back into somewhat good graces, next up is Relic Camp. I guess back on the note of Pokemon being outclassed by Caracosta, here we are. It has some good defense and HP, making it pretty tanky. Thanks to it being part water type, it's particularly good at out-tanking fellow rock types. It's also a decent waterfall user, though again, it's pretty slow and won't always get to take advantage of that flinch chance. The main reason to use Relic Camp is the unreal damage from Head Smash and same type attack bonus with no recoil thanks to Rockhead. But sadly, it's learned at level 78 and isn't viable except for that reason. In short, it has some interesting toys and isn't totally useless, but it falls short of how good it could be. So, our last encounter, I actually like the Swarm for Route 4. Easily the best Swarm encounter that we've seen so far. Hippopotas has the very real capability of knowing all of its moves as soon as it's caught, including Earthquake. Its ability summons sandstorms just for entering a battle, and in Generation 5, it still is the good Sandstream that summons a permanent sandstorm until it's overwritten by other weather. This is amazing! And if you'd want to use it alongside a rock type on your team, they gain a 50% special defense increase during sandstorms. Hippowdon is very durable against physical attacks and just has a very nice type for a weather summoner when they usually don't have the best defensive prowess. Hippowdon also learns the Elemental Fangs through Heart Scale, and I recommend Ice greatly for this. The only real things to watch out for with this one are special moves and the fact that it really needs to be able to take hits well after switching in because it's so slow. Other than that, this is one of the most solid Pokemon that we have seen yet in this postgame. We shall have a showdown at Lanoon. Can't be the only one who thought that it was pronounced Lanoon until the anime told me otherwise. Again, yet another pronunciation that I'm sure was just done to mess with us, because they could have named it so many other things to make it clear that it was pronounced line, but they didn't do any such thing. You don't have Quick Attack, I approve. That's kind of a nice sprite. That's one thing that I do like about doing the postgame is getting to see all these old Pokemon animated. When they announced that Black and White was going to be new Pokemon only, I thought it was because it was going to be too much work to animate 500 plus Pokemon completely in battle, so it would probably be the first Pokemon game that wouldn't be compatible with older Pokemon, where maybe just for this one game you wouldn't be able to transfer other stuff in. I know that today that sounds absolutely asinine, but remember, I grew up in the days of Gen 2 to Gen 3 when that wasn't possible, and only in Gen 4, one game before this, did they make transferring possible again. So I thought it was going to be an extreme crapshoot if that was going to even be the case. Especially if they were going the route of fully animating stuff, which I can't believe that they actually animated every single Pokemon, though. That really surprised me. Some of the older Pokemon have kind of poor animation, some better than others, of course, but funny story. I want to tell a story to someone. That's a thing! Then, that's how it ends. Oh, you suck! No! Oops, did I tuck you up? Sorry, but I had a great time. Thanks. Screw you! Every time one of those whistles blow, you are closer to the trip ending, and I think that was whistle number 2. Wasted my time. Oh, their room service? Is that correct grammar? I tried the specialty, Rail Univit tea. It tasted wonderful. Fascinating. Glad that I talked to you. I like how, okay, it is a little bit funny how the NPCs do, some of them tell stories and just keep talking until the hero muzzle. Yeah, didn't notice. It's running on the ocean, what a peculiar thing to see. Technically, you're doing the same thing. Are you from Unova? I came here from Johto on business. As I thought, foreign region is different. What's the difference? So, no, I see where this, no. This is why they don't let you use the sea gear, because everything happens in real time. You can't save on the ship either, so keep that in mind. Don't get caught in the mom, but I can't save during a battle blues like we always did as kids. Whistle blows 5 times. I pretend I don't hear it. It blows 5 times and it's the end. Are there no other trainers? I swore I've gone into every room. I went up here, didn't I? No! From Kanto. The song is very relaxing. Maybe I'll be quiet and let you hear it for a moment. Or maybe I'll get into a battle. Or maybe I'll run out of time completely. Wow, what a gong show. Well, the trainers in there typically give you a lot of money. I know, $1,000 is such a steep entry price in this currency that you would expect everyone to have lots of money. But I'm pointing that out because it refreshes daily. You can equip the amulet coin before going in and make sure to lead with whatever Pokemon has it. It's a pretty good money-making tip, as if money was not abundant enough already on this journey. Now, with that done, I think we're pretty good. We have made a lot of progress, and next time on Pokemon Black and White, we are going to continue going through Castelia City. I did say it wouldn't be a 7-parter. I didn't say anything about a 2-parter. See you guys then. I'm not just some weirdo kid who wears shorts!